Welcome back to the channel. We are going through the best and worst tattoo TikToks I could find. Let's jump into it. And because it's kind of tradition, we're gonna start off with a fugly looking tattoo sleeve thing. That's not what I find the most interesting thing about this tattoo. Let's watch. Now I'm gonna pause it there before you see this person's face. This tattoo sleeve, to me, if you were to pause it right before you see the face, you'd be like, that's a sleeve that's on a young dude. And we're gonna watch the rest of the video. It turns out it's on grandma.
Granny, what the f—
Now, some of the dead giveaways on why you'd think it was on a young person is this black, gray with red sleeve. It's been very popular, especially within like hip hop and basketball trends, just realistically. I know the Ball brothers are kind of those people. In case you don't know who the Ball brothers are. One, I'm sorry, there are a couple of basketball players who have sleeves that are like this, black, gray, and red. And so just looking at this sleeve, like the clouds, the birds, the next thing I want to see is a basketball hanging somewhere in there. But it looks like a sleeve that's definitely not going to be on granny, okay? It's like if you had a big, bold American traditional tattoo sleeve that was brand new, fresh, and you put it on my grandma. You'd be like, that sleeve looks like it doesn't belong on her. And that's what I'm seeing here. Is it a problem? Not really. Does the sleeve look bad? Yes, but that's not that important. It's not the worst sleeve, it's just not a good looking sleeve. And a lot of that might be because granny is kind of old. But either way, very weird. I think that's kind of why you're getting the reaction with that dude at the end of it being like, one, it's not common to see a grandma getting sleeves, but two, it's not common for a grandma having a sleeve that looks like it should be on a 20-year-old dude. On to the next. Now, this one's very, very, very important. You guys need to see this dog back piece. Samurai guy. Very cute. With some little piglets and a little rabbit. This one almost looks AI to me. It's so perfect and clean. I think it's a real tattoo. Just a shout out to how good the quality looks. Solid in the skin. Beautiful. Just solid, solid, solid tattooing. I just needed to show it right off the bat. I was gonna hit you with some crappy grandma tats. Grandma's sleeves say shooting hoops, but the rest of her saying nap time, you know? Like, an old lady, straight, that sleeve. Yeah, this one, beautiful, interesting, a little cutesy for me, but hey, who can complain about this tattoo? It's perfect, flawless, flawless. Who doesn't want a little piglet eating ice cream on their back? Probably the rest of the world, but hey, good tattooing. On to the next. So, as most of you guys, I see who follows me on the internets. I see who follows my Instagrams. For the most part, a lot of you guys are into traditional tattoos, or maybe you're into Japanese tattoos. Hell, maybe you're even into cyber sigillism. I don't think a huge percentage of my audience is into black and gray type of realistic tattooing. If you are, shout outs, hit me in the comments, be like, Kirk, I like black and gray. But I want to walk you guys through what it's like to get a black and gray sleeve, because it wasn't until I actually worked with some black and gray artists that I saw this process happening in real life. So that might have been like 3-4 years into my tattooing career. So let's watch, and it just kind of shows you the different styles of tattooing and how this process goes about.
Guy Miguel came in right now, and he wants a Spartan on his arm, right? But he's talking about wanting to do all Greek mythology on one side of his arm. And I'm telling him that I think there's better options that still represent the same kind of like warrior, masculine, Greek vibe. So what we're doing right now is looking through Pinterest. So I just typed in Greek imagery.
First off, I hate Greek imagery tattoos. I don't understand the look. It looks boring as all hell. There's so much cool imagery that can be made into black and gray stuff that I'm like, why does every guy who listens to David Goggins have to get a Spartan Greek warrior sleeve? Like, it's just not that interesting. It's like a default. It's like the tribal of the 90s, like the same person goes like, it's just default mode. It's like, I don't know what to get, so I'm gonna get Greek stuff. I'm like, don't do that. If you're Latino, get some like Aztec shit, you know? Like, you don't have, like, do that. There's so many different ways to use black and gray. You can do it for anything, right? Anything can fit into that. I'm just like, oh, why is it always Greek shit, dude? But let's keep going. Either way, that's what they want. That's what they're going to get.
And I'm just kind of going through with my client, and we're going to find something that we both think is hard that still fits what he wants to get done. Okay, so in our search for reference photos, sometimes I'll do this with my client. I'll tell them, I'll send them my favorite tattoo artist. So in this example, Lil B Tattoos, I sent him his page and I told him, go through his page, bro. Find something that you like of his, and then I'll replicate it in my own version. So he found this and he was like, yeah, bro, actually, you know what? I do like that. So I'm gonna show you guys how I make my own version of this. I went into Pinterest and I found this photo, which is the exact reference photo. Went ahead and saved the image, and now I'm gonna drop that image into Procreate. So add, insert photo, and then I'm gonna turn it into black and gray. So I'll go to hue, saturation, or brightness, turn the saturation all the way down to none. So then I'll go in here with my eraser, so Forester, which is just a fuzzy edge, and I'll just delete some of this background I don't need. Now from here, this is already a pretty high contrast photo. I got lucky.
So a lot of you guys at home might be like, damn fool, this guy just straight ripped off some other guy's tattoo and found the original reference and was like, yeah, let's make a tattoo out of that one. Yeah, that's kind of what we're seeing here, but that's also the part of the process on this. This is how black and gray works. A lot of times they don't end up drawing, especially some Greek mythology type crap. Why would you ever draw that on? Why? Okay, so like that's how in black and gray tattooing you see the same images replicated over and over again. I got nothing wrong with that. I'm just showcasing that this is a perfectly normal thing. Sometimes in the past I've heard people be like, huh, black and gray guys, you know, they can't make art, they could just replicate. And it's like, yeah, that's probably true in a lot of cases, and it's totally fine. Just part of the style.
But usually what I would do is I'd go to my curves. This lowest point here is black. This highest point here is...
Okay, a lot of that's not useful.
Because in a tattoo, the white you see here is basically blank skin. So I like a tattoo that has a lot of blank skin next to a lot of dark black. That's what gives a high contrast tattoo, which is gonna pop off the client's skin and which is gonna last the longest too. Like as far as longevity goes, like 10 years from now, it's gonna wrap it up for this little reference photo preparation. So follow me for more tattoo content, bitch.
It definitely makes me wish I cared about black and gray tattooing. Like when I watched that process, I was like, I picked the wrong style, okay? Not only do black and gray guys get paid way better than traditional guys, what we just watched is pretty easy. You know, executing the thing that's, you know, obviously time consuming, hard, blah, 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 blah. That was pretty easy, okay? I could take some images, no diss on that style, just the truth. I wish I could have been like way into high negative contrast. I could have been Mr. Chicano Tatter guy, you know? But on to the next.
Oh my God, it's happened. It's finally happened. I have been saying for ages, when we see these sedation tattoos, it is always men. This is the first woman I have ever seen do it. Getting knocked out for a full body tattoo. Utterly deranged. She's getting her whole back and her whole leg. Oh God, look at all the colors, rainbow girls. Then it's time to ink. Jesus Christ. Every time we see these tattoos, when men get it, they always get the really same thing. The woman gets it, and suddenly we're seeing like a tranquility, space and time continuum. I mean, at least it's a little bit more.
This commentator, his name is Raleigh West. I agree with him almost always. I cannot disagree with him more on this tattoo. I'm like, bro, that is exactly the type of tattoo I'd expect some woman getting knocked out of a tat for. A hot pile of everything I hate in tattooing. Very common. I guess maybe what's not common is that it's like a photorealistic version, but it's like, yeah, some tranquility, throw some lotuses in there. If you're from California, chances are your mom has a tattoo very similar. If your mom doesn't have a lotus, is she really your mom? I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
Original, I will give her that. Someone died doing this recently. It wasn't that long ago. Someone died doing this type of sedation work on tattooing. So I don't want to keep talking about beating a dead horse, because I know you guys have probably heard me say this many times now. Not only is going under sedation, anesthesia, comes with risks. Most, surgeons and doctors will only put you under anesthesia if it's like completely necessary, because of course there's always the risk of death. It happened. I'm not just joking or lying or being exaggerative. It only happened a little while ago. To do your entire...
I watched this whole thing. We've talked about sedation. He mentioned talking about sedation a lot. What's interesting to me is I haven't seen it a lot lately. Like, it's kind of gone away a little bit. Maybe it's happening a lot. Maybe it's just too damn expensive. I don't know what it is, why we're not seeing it very much, but I think the people who have done it probably can't afford to do it a lot. I'm gonna guess. Actually, you know what? If I had to guess, I would guess and I would assume that the people who were doing it originally, like the Post Malones, the Jake Pauls, these different basketball players, these different musicians, different rappers, the people who were doing it a year ago, we're all getting a significant discount on the process. And now that they're not getting that discount, I don't think that they're getting these types of procedures done as much. That's just my guess, because like recently I have not seen a lot of sedation type tattooing, especially not in America. That's kind of my thought process, is like the people who could afford to spend $250,000 on getting tattoos are probably not gonna do that very often, But yeah, that's just kind of my thought process. I was like, I feel like we're not seeing it a lot. I think it's too expensive for most people. I just don't think we're gonna see it continue to happen more. It's probably gonna fall away like most fads. On to the next. This one's got some goofball music playing to represent some goofballs walking in right before you close, wanting to get the group tat, all 8 of us. Now, what's funny about this to me, as a tattooer who's worked at shops that are open like way late, I'm like, do the tats, okay? Do the tats and shut up. Like, do your job. If you got 8 tattoos and they're walking in super late and there's 1 or 2 tattooers, you do the tats, okay? You just bang it out. If you have 3, you for sure do it. This is kind of like that new age tattoo shop thing where it's like, no, we just do appointments, or after a certain hour we go home, and that's just not where I come from as a tattooer. I'm like, they show up, you do the tattoos. And that's just like kind of my old view of the world, especially tattooing. But also in my head, I go, I hate you. I hate you. You just walked in, and it always feels like it's like the group of 8 will come in on a super slow day. You waited all the way to 6 o'clock, and then they show up 10 minutes before you close, and you're like, sick, cool. Now I'm gonna be here for another 4 hours doing my job, which I had all day to do, and now I have to be here for 12 hours. Not their problem, it's just the way it works. But in my head, I'm gonna be like, I want you to die. Like, in my head, I'm a pretty vulgar dude. I'm extra shitty in my head. I go, man, I can't wait to finish these tattoos. You get into your car, get into a car accident. That's my thought process. It's not good. And in your head, you're like, oh, Kirk's such a dick. And I go, duh, obviously, have you been watching this channel? No, I don't want anyone to get hit by a car, get in a car accident. I'm just kittens. But in my head in that moment, I'm wishing the worst on you. Tasty. If you know what that is, leave it in the comments. It's keeping me going today. Plus, I'm just goofing. Just want you guys to leave stuff in the comments. On to the next. Okay, we got some outdoor tattooing. This guy's gonna make a shadow onto his friend's back. God, dude, I hate tattooing. I'm gonna retire. I'm retired. I'm officially retired. Yeah, wow. Some of the dumbest people I've ever seen doing crap like this. I wonder what this guy will say the deep meaning of this tattoo is. No way. What's the deeper meaning of this tattoo? My friend loves to bend me down and poke holes in me. What is that body position, dude? What's going on? What is happening here? My friend likes to bend me over and stab me a couple times. Hey, nothing wrong with getting poked by your friends, but it's not happening to me anytime soon. Nothing's getting poked into my back. Crappy tats, okay? Yeah, crappy people also wish would get hit by a car. I'm just kidding. I don't want anyone to ever get hurt, ever. I've never been that guy, but if it happened, I'm just kidding. It's bad karma. People always say that. That's bad karma, Kirk. And I go, bro, you don't know about karma. Karma don't know nothing about you, okay? On to the next. This is Ephemeral Remy. I've probably mentioned him 5 times on the channel. We're gonna mention him one more time because I thought what he said was so dumb. And usually, I will say, I'm very respectful to Ephemeral Remy. I was like, I can't. It's just too goofy to me.
I think a really hard thing for people to understand about what I've been doing for so long is a lot of people get tattoos because they want to be tattooed and to look tattooed. Whereas there are some, and I'm definitely included in this, some people prefer to be tattooed. I enjoy this as a hobby. I enjoy it as a lifestyle, progression. It's almost like leveling up in a video game or customizing your character or something. That's the aspect of this that I enjoy. Whereas a lot of people, they do tattoos for aesthetic reasons. I do this for a progressive thing, not unlike fitness. I also do fitness for that reason. It's like building or customizing your own character, right? And that should never have to have an end point, if you ask me.
It's one of the dumber things I've heard about getting tattooed. It's very elitist in this weird way. You like getting tattooed, you like changing your tattoos. It's why everybody gets tattooed. It's not unique to you just because you keep getting tattooed. That's a dumb, dumb way to add. That's like saying that your favorite hobby is getting a haircut. Like, what? Huh? What? That's not the same thing. Like, I don't know. It's so dumb. He likes to get tattooed and he keeps getting tattooed and he keeps changing and he built a project out of his stupid bodysuit thing. And you're like, that doesn't make you different than other people who get tattooed. You know? Maybe the only difference is that you keep going. Fine. Yeah, I don't know. I just could not understand this. I couldn't wrap my head around it. How someone could think that they're so much more special because they keep getting tattooed than other tattooed people. I don't know. Just was like, that's dumb. That's dumb. What's the thing you do best in the world? Get tattooed. What are we talking about? On to the next. Speaking about dumb people doing dumb things. This guy is the biggest ass in tattooing. What are you doing, dude? Just put in the damn tattoo and move on. Having a dance while you're doing the tattoo, blacking something out, doesn't make... Main character syndrome. That's all I see on the internet. And obviously, that is part of the internet. You could easily look at me and be like, that guy thinks he's special. Fine, I get it. Probably not right when it comes to me. You think I critique tattoos hard, you should see how I critique myself. I just see a bunch of jabronis on the internet using tattoos to fill their long needed desire to be the most special person in the world. And like it comes out in tattoo form. I don't know why I feel that way about this, but I can't feel any other way. I go, ooh, God, that's corny, dude. Just black out the damn sleeve, hurry the hell up, and move on. Speaking of main character, Edward Scissorhands, love that movie. That's the main character, dude. That's a movie I wanna see. I wanna see you. This is bad though, very, very bad. This is a main character tattoo that now looks like a backup guy. I don't know, that doesn't make any sense. Stupid. And that's how I feel about this tattoo. It doesn't make any sense, okay? What can we learn? Yeah, I think like most of you, I look at this and I go, let's read it. This isn't what I asked for in the tattoo. It's like, trust the process. Sometimes tattooers betray your trust, and that's that time. That's that time. That's what I see. On to the next. What do we got? Okay, we got some Indian tats. Oh yeah. This one. So it's a big pile of crap, obviously. We all have eyes, but that's not what's interesting to me about this. What's interesting to me is that your tattoo that you got in New York City, some rose, an eye, some words, some whatever tattoo you got in New York City, you paid for $1,500 for like that little line thing. You got it on your hand, beautiful tattoo. And across the world, some guy's getting paid 3 rupees for that same tattoo on their hand. Obviously, the 3 rupee version of the tattoo. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not a huge fan of the original, but I don't mind it at all. Like, it's very nice. Like, the eye looks cool and interesting. It's just hard to imagine and funny to think that the same tattoo you get, that you have, you thought about it, you loved it, you're like, I'm gonna really think about this tattoo. I'm gonna do it. And then all the way across the world in Bangladesh, India, some guy's like, I want that. It's funny. It's funny. There's nothing more than that. I mean, it's a very crappy version. 3 rupees, I'm sure. Maybe more, maybe less. I don't know what rupees breaks down into. But I'm gonna guess it was just cheap, crap-ass version of the original, and it's just fun to think of that your tattoos are somewhere out in the world getting tattooed in some village somewhere in Africa. I don't know. Obviously, Africa and India aren't the same place, but it's funny to think that that might happen. On to the next. Okay. This is where I'm gonna leave you today when it comes to bad tattoos. I got no more tolerance for bad tattoos today, but that's not gonna stop me. That's not gonna stop me from showing you this big pile of crap. Yeah, it's a portrait, and if you guys know portraits, they're hard. We talked about them earlier today. Black and gray, it's very difficult to make something look realistic. That's why you get paid the big bucks, and this is not that. Is he speaking English? I'm gonna guess he's speaking some sort of Slavic that I don't understand. I don't know why I'm gonna guess that, but that looks like a, man. I got nothing else for you except for this last thing. I'm gonna leave you with someone who's inspiring me today. You know, his name's Sergio Hernandez. Out of San Diego Tattoo. Out of San Diego at Pop's Tattoo. I believe he owns Pop's Tattoo. This guy does bold tattooing, okay? This stuff is in your skin. This stuff is gonna show up 58 days after you die. This is going to stay a lifetime, okay? A lifetime plus. This shit's gonna end up on your body in heaven, okay? This is bold tattooing. I personally love it. If it's not for you, I get it, but you're dumb. Let's look. Look at that. It's a beautiful back piece. If that was my back piece, I'd be very excited. Sergio is the man. Never met him. I'm sure he's great. Never met him. This is a beautiful tattoo. Also, a big, bold, beautiful tattoo. Some of those little teefsies probably ain't gonna be there. That's okay. No one needs teefsies. That eagle skull, as bold, as strong as you could possibly make it. What's interesting to me, what Sergio does a lot that I think is very interesting, is his color choices, okay? Like the way he made that snake pretty much completely black and then just smashed in some red and teal is very fun to look at for me. I go, I would never tattoo like this, and it's cool. Again, this is the type of style that I find so enjoyable to look at. We can see a lot of imperfections. That's not important with this style. It's put into the skin, it's bold, it's gonna look like this forever. And if you don't like that, totally understand. If you do, this is your guy. Look at that shark. I got the same shark. I painted the same shark somewhere up there. But yeah, beautiful. That's Sergio Hernandez out of Pop's Tattoo in San Diego. Amazing tattooing, interesting, solid, bold, in your face tattooing. Oh yeah, I'll see you in a few days.